first synthesizer I ever bought was a Kawai 100FS, and it had one oscillator, a sub-oscillator. It was what I was using when I was working with Depeche Mode. When I first tried the MiniBrute, well, the first thing that struck me was the fact that it was small. So I thought, excellent, it will fit in my studio. And the fact that it had a MIDI in and CD gate in was pretty cool. The guy from Arturia who came to my studio to show me the synth tried to explain to me what aftertouch was, which the MiniBrute does apparently, but I still have no idea what that actually means. It just sounds wrong, aftertouch. You know what I mean? Well, you know what I mean? It's like aftertouch. So after you've touched it, it does something, but I just couldn't get my head around it. Okay, here we have the MiniBrute from Arturia. They're French, but MiniBrute is actually in English. It has aftertouch, which is this, okay, which is you hit the key. That sounds kind of nice, but you can do. Hear that? It's like being bitten by a mosquito. I really like the filter on it. You know, you can put the resonance on full and get all those kind of gooky, Kraftwerky type sounds. It sounds like a synth with a decimator on it or something like that. But whatever it does, or however it does it, I think you can get some very vicious kind of sounds. That's the brutalizer. That's brutal. I personally think it's great that all this hardware stuff's coming out now. You know, it's what I grew up with, and I think that there's nothing that can compare to actually having a hands-on synth with knobs and dials and sliders. You know, there's some amazing things you can do with a soft synth, but at the end of the day, you're still just using a mouse. You know, for me, making sounds with a synth is also physical, so I can use two hands, and I don't know what I'm doing particularly. You know, you can kind of just mess about. You don't have to pre-think it or work it out. So, you know, I think this resurgence in physical synths is a really cool thing. It has a square wave, a sine wave, a noise. There's a filter, resonance. Pretty cool. See that all right? But the MiniBrute does feature on my new electronic dance music record. I'm using it a lot for basses at the moment, and also for just odd squonky squeaky sounds. And that will be working with different DJs and collaborators, remixers. At the moment I'm just doing a remix for Dido, which is kind of interesting, and the next Erasure record is being made now also, and that is actually going to be a Christmas record. Well, I did my first DJ set in Texas a couple of weeks ago, which was really cool. I mean, I was like, you know, dead nervous because I've never done it before, but that kind of worked out quite well. And hopefully, rather than just play records, incorporate some of the technology that I have into the shows as well. You know, I can take along a sequencer or a synthesizer and actually mix it into the stuff that I'm playing. So we're very Pink Floyd, on the run. It's also useful. Excellent ending.